I don't know if you can make out the writing on here, but it says this land was ravaged by G. Malone, J. McGuinness, R. Key, J. Major, D. Keep, C. Parkinson, C. Patton, M. Thatcher, C. Chope. I don't know who all of these politicians are, but we can see John Major, Cecil Parkinson, Chris Patton, Margaret Thatcher. Where I'm standing is Hockley Link. That's the M3 there. I'm in Hampshire in England. The M3 motorway was carved out of this hillside. So over the other side of the motorway there, that beautiful, beautiful spot is St. Catherine's Hill in Winchester. So I'm over the motorway from there. It's a bit of climb, which I'll do another day. We'll do a meditation at the top of St. Catherine's Hill another day, but I wanted to be on this side today just to show. I mean, last time I came here, that stone was standing up. It wasn't broken. Somebody's kicked it over and broken it, which is really sad. But we're on a ley line here, okay? All around the planet, there's lines, energy lines, light lines, and St. Catherine's Hill here in Winchester is almost at the end of one. So I think when the M3 was being built, there was a lot of protests here because they literally were carving a kind of tunnel out of a big hill. You can see, sorry, you could see how low down the actual motorway was. So the reason I've come here today is to try and offer a bit of healing to the ley line, but also to share with you all kind of what I want to do is just raise awareness of the ley lines, and for us just to acknowledge that they're there. I've brought a crystal to demonstrate. So around the planet we've got these lines, and they form a kind of pattern. It's like a mesh. There's like a mesh around the planet, okay? Doesn't quite form this tree of life structure of light patterns, but almost. It's more like kind of big waves. If you ever look at obviously go and look at maps. Look at a map of a ley line. What this video is for is basically, if you'll join me, is to acknowledge that the ley line's there, and to acknowledge that there's greater forces on this planet than we know, than we're fully aware of, and that we know what we're doing with. So I think what I'm trying to offer is some reassurance that the ley line structure is greater than any damage we think we're doing to the planet. So this massive carving out of this hillside, I think there was a worry that it's done damage to the ley line, because this ley line, it comes from Winchester City through St. Catherine's Hill, and then it ends in a tumulus behind me in Twyford. Now this is Twyford in Hampshire, England, not Twyford somewhere else, I think up in Surrey somewhere. This is Twyford, Winchester, Hampshire, okay? So I wanted to reassure that the ley line isn't damaged. We can always offer more light and more healing to the ley lines, but the energy pattern that's around this planet is always being protected, and it's greater than the damage that we can do. Similar to your own body, excuse me, similar to your own body, if you imagine your body is the world, and whether you've broken a bone, whether you've got some dis-ease in some area or some disharmony in some area, your body as a whole is still operating, yeah? You may have a scratch, a bruise, whatever kind of physical injury, it hasn't affected the whole of your body, has it? So whatever we did to the planet, like this stone says, this land was ravaged. We're ravaging land all over the world all the time. But I like to think that the greater forces of this planet are not being ravaged. They might be a bit disappointed, but they know that they can heal. Planet Earth heals. So the ley lines are alive and well. And all I'm asking for is that you sit and think for a minute that ley lines exist, that the planet is alive and well, that this light body, this light structure hasn't been affected. All is well. Have a lovely day.